Hello guys and gals, welcome to another tutorial. In this video we are going to be covering lava or magma, or I think the name depends on the current state or where it is, if it's underground, overground, you know what, doesn't matter. We're going to make some cool glowy red hot stuff, okay? Everything that we're going to do is going to use starter content, so I'm not going to have to give you anything. This is all just ready in Engine. I'm just going to show you how to put it together to create this nice effect. We're also going to make this a little bit parameterized so that you can just customize slight pieces of this, so that you can maybe get more diverse materials out of this. So we'll just end that, and we are going to say goodbye to these materials. Goodbye, materials! Ba -ba -ba. And away they go. So they're gone. No! Right, so we're going to right click, material, we're going to call this lava _n, and we're going to open this up. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to hold T and left click to get a texture sample, and as this is starter content we can use this search function here to find the ones that we want. So first we're going to look for is T_fire, and you should find _tiled_D. We're going to be using this one. Hold T and left click again, and this time what we're searching for is T_rock_basalt, and then you should find _n for a normal. So now we have these. This is the two textures that we're going to need, although we're going to quickly duplicate the fire because we're going to use this twice. The normal, we're just going to put straight into normal for now, and then you'll notice that we have this really nice blobby effect here. This is going to be our hardened lava, the nice crispy black bits that are on top. So what we're going to do with this is we're just going to create a quick system that allows us to pan these and then blend them together. So what we need is we need some parameters. So we're going to hold S and left click for a scalar, and we're going to call this, we'll just call this scale. Oops. Scale. We're going to default this to 1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to hold M and left click for a multiply, and we're going to do this 3 times because we're going to need 3 of these. And we're going to do the same with U. Hold U and left click 3 times to get 3 texture coordinates. Plug each one into a multiplies A, and the scale parameter into the B for all of them. Now on the middle, which is the second coordinate that we created, you want to set the U and the V tiling to 5. Now that's because we want these to be bigger than the others by default. So this one's always going to get scaled to a power of 5 more than the others. That's fine. That's exactly what we need. Just move these over a little. So next we're going to hold P and left click, and we're going to do this 3 times as well. So we've got 3 panners. And what a panner does is it allows us to scroll a texture. We're going to plug the multiplies into the coordinates, and then we're going to plug the coordinates for each one into the UVs of the textures. You'll already be able to see from this texture samples little window here that it's changed. This is because it's been shown 5 times horizontally and vertically. We're not getting any motion yet in this rock texture, but we can fix this. Click on the top panel, which is the one plugged into the normal, and we're going to change the value of the speed X to 0.005, and that's going to make this spin very slowly, as you can see there. Now this texture seems to have a little bit of a seam in it, but that's okay, we're not going to see that once we break this down further. Although this is supposed to be tileable. What are you doing, Unreal, you cheeky devils? Right, the second panel, which is plugged into the repeated pattern now, we're going to put to 0.1 in the X, and in the third we're going to set this to 0.01 in the X. So now we have to work with actually putting these colours into lava. To do this, we're going to start with the middle one, which is the one that's got the 5 tiled in, and we're going to take the main pin and we're going to multiply this, and then we're going to hold S and left click, plug this into the B. This is our scalar, and we're going to call this brightness. Oops. Brightness, and I'm going to default this to 10. Now I'm going to plug this into another multiply, I'm going to leave this at 1 for now, but I'm going to plug this into the emissive colour, and you'll be able to see what happens. Ta-da! Now we have this nice glow. You can still see the normal in there, which is good. This is what we want, because lava isn't going to be flat. Although the brighter areas aren't going to see so much normal because of the way that normals work with lights. A normal map creates calculations on changes of angle. So when light hits a normal map, the light will look at the normal map, check any angular changes based on the red and green channels, and then it will calculate shadows and depth based on that. So if this is given out light, it's not going to be able to receive light so easily, so the areas that glow, you're not going to see the normal as much. You can see that here very, very clearly. Oh, there we go. So here, this bright patch, you can't see the normal, but here in the darker bits, you can. Right. So, from the singular tiled fire, which is the bottom one we haven't touched yet, we're going to drag out from the red pin. And the reason we're going to be using the red pin is because every channel, as I previously mentioned, is grayscale data. So essentially now we're just using the red channel as a mask. Okay, so let's head back in here. We're going to drag from the red. In fact, let's just hold L and left click for a lerp. We're going to plug the red into the alpha, and we're going to change the values to -1 on the constant A and 1.8 on the constant B. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us a nice bright contrasting mask here that you can see, which is very, 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 very nice. This is what we're going to be using. So where is that going? Well, this is actually going to get added to the red channel from the normal map. Now, the reason we're doing this is because now you can see that the two are blending together. So you see here where we're getting this nice fade in and out, which is creating this nice animated effect. This is because the two channels are being added into each other, and because these values are higher than 1 or lower than 0, they're kind of blending in a really nice way that's taking the red channel from the normal map and distorting it. So we're getting this really nice breakdown of these little pieces. We're going to stop previewing that. The add is then going to get plugged into this multiply, and what that's going to do is it's going to add that black mask into our emissive color. So now we have this nice black non-glowing area attached to our lava, as you can see. So what can we do to customize this a little bit further? Because we've got our brightness, we can change how bright this is. So if we quickly press apply and we right click this and create a material instance, and if we stick this on the floor, then we open this up and we tick our brightness and our scale, we can make this bigger so that the lava is repeated twice. And if we wanted to, we can make the lava very, very bright. We can make it quite dark and dull, almost entirely solidified here. But we're going to put that back to where it was just for now. We're going to customize this even further. So if you've watched the hologram tutorial that I posted earlier today, you'll know this trick already. The panner is receiving multiple values here from this multiply, and what we're actually going to do is we can change this scale. Now we're not going to mess with the speed. We can actually add some speed in. If you guys want, you can do the same thing. I might quickly run through that with you. But here, what if we didn't want this to be perfect squares? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to hold S and left click twice, and we're going to say scale X normal. I'll say normal, and then the second one we will call scale Y normal. Do you feel that feeling when you forget a word and then you remember it and you feel so silly? We're going to search for append vector, and what we're going to do is plug these two in. We'll default these both to 1, and then we're going to plug the append into the multiply for the normal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just copy and paste these, and we will plug this one into the second multiply. This is for our brightness, so we're actually going to say scale lava, and scale lava. So now we have a scale for the X and Y in the lava. And we'll do that a third time now into here, and this is our mask. So we're going to call this scale mask. Scale X mask, scale Y mask, oops, scale Y mask. And if we play this and we head into the little area that we have here, it should still look exactly the same as before because they're all defaulted to 1, and they do. So what we're going to do is we're going to just extend this box a little, and we're going to just turn on all the different scales that we just created. Let's move this along. And now if we were to say, we'll group these for you in a second. If we just want to scale the lava, we could say, you know what, I want 3 lava on the X, but only 1 lava on the Y. And now you can see that we've got like this streak here. But if you didn't want the streak here, you can do that. And now we've got larger clumps of red and rather smaller clumps of red and yellow, but we've still got large clumps of black. If we wanted the black to be bigger, we could say drop this down to 0.1 and 0.1. Oh, that's not the normal's going to have to match it, so we'll say 0.1 on the mask. Whoa, and 0.1 on the normal. Ooh. Now you can see that's very distorted because that's very, very big. But you know, you get the drift here that this is very, very quick changes. Boink, there we go. In fact, we should probably keep the normal merged with the mask, so we're going to go back into that. And what we're going to do is we're going to merge those together. So the mask and the normal are going to have the same. So we're actually going to delete this here, and we will plop these in like so. There we go. I'll get rid of this. Excuse me. And now we have different set of parameters, and we can just change the mask, as you can see here, and it's affecting the normal map as well, so the normal will always match where the black areas are. And we can do the same with the X, so we can go sideways, Y rather. And then we can change the lava scale as well, like really, really insane scales if we want, really big scales, whatever you need. So you can set those to anything that your heart desires, along with the brightness, of course. Okay, let's head back into this real quick, and I'll just show you guys how to do grouping. So, with any parameter, you have in the general panel here a group. Excuse me. And if you were to type a group name in, so I'm actually just going to call this one mask. Oops. If you click another parameter now and you use the drop down menu, you'll find that your custom group is in there, so we can assign this to mask. And now these are both set to mask. I can choose this one, and I can type lava, and I can grab this one as well and put that into lava, and we'll leave brightness in the default. And if we press apply now, when we go into our material instance, you can see now here under the groups they're actually divided into where they should be. So despite the fact that they're both called scale X and scale Y, they're not going to be scale X lava, scale X mask, scale Y lava, scale Y mask, which would be alphabetical order. Instead, they're now put into their own groups and then listed alphabetically, which is exactly what we wanted. So there we have it, some lovely lava, a rundown of groups for parameters. Somebody just messaged me on YouTube. Thanks, Damien Dasson. It's on my phone, it just popped up, and now if he watches this one, he's going, oh my god, he's reading me. That's it for this one then. Some nice lava. As usual, play with it, give it a little bit of an extra thing. I mean, throw a Fresnel in, give this an outer glow if you want to. Play around with some distortion effects so we can have some heat waves that appear above this. Yes, we will save that. I still need to do some heat waves. Somebody requested them a while ago. Haven't done those yet. But yeah, there you have it. Some really cheap and effective lava just using starter content. Hopefully that will springboard you guys into experimenting with some masks and panners so that you can make some lava of your own. But there it is, do what you want with it. I think this was something I originally found on the documentation sometime last year, and I made it for a project, and I just had it lying around, and I thought, you know what, I'm not doing anything, I'll make a video. So if I can find the original documentation, which is somewhere on the Unreal help pages, I'll send that to you guys so you can read through some more of the way that this system works. If I can't find it, then tough, I suppose, because, you know, it was a while ago. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Have fun with that. Bye-bye.